I cannot be certain that my observations are accurate, but I do not think I am mistaken. I have made a comparison of the number of the days, and they have exactly the same number. When I add the two together, they are equal to 21. The number of the days is the same in both cases. I believe this shows that the number of the days and the number of the years are connected. As for my dream of the 21 days, I know not what it might mean, but if I were to be guided by my dreams, I would say it is nothing less than an omen. I believe it indicates the date when the end of the world will happen. But I will continue to watch the sky for signs, and I will write to my son in Alexandria to ask him to continue his observations so that he can advise me of any changes. I must admit that I have grown somewhat less confident about my conclusions, but I have no choice but to follow them to the best of my ability. I must write again at greater length, because I have been left with many things on my mind. In the first place, the priesthood of On, and the priesthood of Osiris in particular, has caused me considerable trouble. They have spread poisonous lies about me and have tried to hinder my work, all because I am an outsider to the temple. I had expected opposition, and I am not one to shrink from conflict. I am accustomed to handling the most difficult tasks. I will not let myself be deterred by them, for I am in this for the glory of all of Egypt, not just for my own glory. My only fear is that my enemies may succeed in obstructing my work or making it impossible for me to continue. If they succeed in this, it will be a great loss to the entire country. I will now turn to the matter of the Queen's birth, which has caused so much disturbance in the palace. There have been reports of strange behavior on the part of the Queen. It seems that she has lost her desire for food and is eating only once a day instead of 3 times. She has grown thin and wasted away. She hardly even speaks, and she no longer walks but sits motionless on her bed. This was brought to my attention by some of my staff who have served the Queen for years, and I have spoken with them about it myself. They claim that there is something mysterious and unnatural about it, and they suspect that someone is using magic to harm the Queen. I cannot rule out this possibility. Indeed, it would explain everything that has happened, including the fact that her belly is swelling so fast. It is my belief that some malevolent sorcerer is using magic to bring misfortune to the Queen. It may be that he is trying to stop us from learning the truth, and in this he will have failed, for I am resolved to discover the truth. The Queen's Chamberlain is aware of this and has been very helpful to me. He has told me all he knows about her condition and what the Queen has been doing. I will now record what I have learned. The Queen is not ill. She has not been poisoned or injured in any way. This much I have discovered through questioning the Chamberlain himself. The Queen has never eaten properly and has always been extremely thin. She was like this when she first came to the palace as a little girl and still looks like this today. She was always very frail. The Chamberlain tells me that the Queen has grown thin because she no longer eats, and this has caused her to waste away. The King does not care, for he believes that she is being punished by Amun-Ra for failing to produce an heir to the throne. He will not believe that the Queen is suffering from some kind of illness. He believes she is possessed by spirits who prevent her from eating. I must confess that I am rather disturbed by these things I have heard, although I do not share his beliefs about the Queen's condition. If she has been possessed by spirits, it would explain why she no longer eats or speaks, and why her belly swells so rapidly. However, I do not think she is possessed. The Chamberlain claims that she has been like this ever since the day that her daughter was born. Her belly swelled then too, but more slowly, and she recovered quickly afterwards. It seems to me that this would mean that this is what she was like before she gave birth. This suggests that she is pregnant with her husband's child, which is what everyone has been hoping for. But there are 2 problems with this explanation. First, if she was like this before the birth of her daughter, how can she have given birth to a son? And second, how is it that the child was born so prematurely? It would appear that something must have happened during the birth which has caused the Queen to become ill. This would also explain why she has been so close to death, for it would take a very long time to recover from a premature birth. I have no doubt that she will soon be fully restored to health, but if this is due to some sorcery or curse, then it will take even longer for her to recover her strength and be able to walk again, or at least to speak again. The Chamberlain has also revealed that the Queen has a great fear of death, and does not wish to die in childbirth as her mother did, nor does she wish to die while giving birth to her next child, and so she does not eat. She is not pregnant, as many people believe, and she is certainly not possessed by spirits. It seems that the King is wrong about everything. He has refused to let anyone attend on her, and he does not trust any of his own servants. In this, he is a fool. He has not had her attended by his own staff because he is afraid of what they might find out if they are permitted to examine her. But I shall find a way to examine her, and I will discover what has happened and who is responsible for it. The king will not listen to me, for he believes I am merely a doctor. He thinks that I can be bought with gifts, and he will never accept anything else. I am determined that this will not be so. I am resolved to expose the truth and to help my patient. It has taken a great deal of work to convince the king that he cannot continue to refuse my presence at his wife's side. But once he sees that she has been unwell for some time, and that my intervention will prevent any harm coming to her, he will have no choice but to allow me in to see her. I have discovered that he is not the only one who does not trust his own servants. There are also a number of men who have been sent from the temples of Ammon and Ra, who are in charge of looking after the queen. I have spoken to one of them in particular, who has admitted that he has not been able to examine her in more than a year, because he has not been allowed into her chamber at all since her daughter's birth. He claims that there has been some kind of accident which has rendered him blind, or so he says, although it is clear he is lying because he can still see well enough for ordinary work. However, he has told me that he has noticed that the queen has lost her appetite and seems unwell. He has tried to find out more by questioning others in the palace, but none of them has been willing to speak. He has also told me that it is rumored that the queen has been visited by the priest of Osiris, and he has heard rumors that they have been giving her spells and potions that prevent her from speaking or eating properly. This is the first I have heard of this, and I wonder why I have not heard before now. It does not surprise me, as it fits perfectly with everything else that is happening in the palace. I must admit that it frightens me. What if I have been wasting my time when I have been looking for a way to heal her? What if she really has been cursed? I will write again in a few days' time and tell you of any more news or discoveries. I am so far from home, and my work is so hard here in this country where there are so few people who respect me.